this fight time, and the heat is on. It's the worst place to be, so you've got to make sure you've prepped right for this. And right now, I'm looking to fight that doesn't look like they're prepped right.
So much for boxing. This is a fist fight. Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. A swing and a miss with that jab. Beautiful counter punch. Catch and shoot. That counter shot lands. Tommy Morrison, oh no, what's happened? And it appears the onslaught is over, at least for now. Hold that thought! And Morrison did not handle that punch well. Tommy Morrison, oh no, what's happened? Let's talk about Morrison in that last round. And a round that seemed like eternity for them finally. And there's the bell for round two. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. I don't think it's going to be a boxing match. This is going to be a fight. This fighter doesn't just want to win by knockout. They want to do it early so they can get out of here.
Speed generates power. Timing is everything. If you've got speed, you can pop, knock anybody out. You've just got to hit them in the right spot.
They exchange punches. Nice counter punch right up the middle. Missing with that right hook. He threw the hook, didn't land. Fighters always on their toes, trying to get their opponent rattled, get them off kilter, get them out of their rhythm.
If you're an outside fighter, you've got to use that straight jab, the straight right hands, the straight left hands. Doing it that way, it makes it so awkward for anybody to try and pin you down or even predict which way you're moving.
Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about Morrison in that last round. Well, we're entering desperation mode here. Gonna need a knockout.
The bell, sometimes it can be the sweetest.
Bell rings and we start the third. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab. Rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Straight right just misses. Can't find a home for that jab. What heart, what desire, but at what cost? He threw a punch and just got countered. Good counter punch. Figure out a way to neutralize that length.
Hard reach as well as speed, reach as well as power. What more can a fighter ask for?
The straight right just misses. swing and a miss with the right hook. The positives and negatives in the heavyweight division are the same. You can win the fight with one punch, and you can lose the fight in one punch. Perfect counter shot. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Morrison in that last round. Well, he is in big trouble here. He may have been saved by the bell.
Every second, every minute.
Here we go in round 4. Who's going to land the first big shot? Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Throwing the hook, but it doesn't score. A perfect counter lands. Tommy Morrison, oh no, what's happened? Disaster averted.
3 days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
The straight right just misses. A real good back and forth between these two fighters.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
One of the best attributes to have in boxing has nothing to do with boxing. It's how well you can take a punch to the face.
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong, because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
You can't make a mistake at the heavyweight level and not expect to be punished for it. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about Morrison in that last round. Well, it's no secret who has the advantage after that last round. Let's see what they have in store for us in the next one.
You can't leave it up to the judges. It's up to you as the fighter, and the cornerman's got to put a firecracker on that fighter. Get out there and get the job done.
Just stay focused. Forget about that round. It was a bad round.
And there's the bell for round 5. After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing, because you've won that hands down.
And just as quickly as it slows down, it heats back up. Good counter punching. Straight right just misses. And he scores with the counter. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. The straight right just misses. That counter punch caught him clean. Think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
How do you deal with an aggressive fighter? What you do is you fight, fire, refight. You either give it them back because that's where they're comfortable, or you play calm, play cool.
He misses with that jab. last round still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. And Morrison did not handle that punch well. Let's talk about Morrison in that last round. The game plan does not seem to be working here. There's the bell for round 6. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs are gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
Those counter punches have to hurt. Is he going to punch himself out, though? One punch could end this fight for either of these two heavyweights.
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing off and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
Stamina is off the charts. They threw the hook. It didn't land. The only fear you have with this heavyweight is has he punched himself out? I want to think of holding on here for a minute. The scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Morrison in that last round. I'm worried about these two fighters gassing out as this fight goes on.
You cannot gas out if you prepared right, slept right, ate right, and did everything.
Here we go. It's round 7. Was 1 minute enough time for them to recover after what we saw last round?
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
The work rate is down. The head isn't moving as well, Johnny. Fatigue is starting to set in.
Now this is about desire. This is about character. This is about want.
His stamina is off the charts. This fighter expending a lot of energy in this round. Can't land that jab. This fighter has been extremely aggressive so far, Johnny, but how do they keep it up over the distance of this fight?
Hard look back in history. Sugar Ray Leonard against Roberto Duran. The first fight, Sugar Ray Leonard tried to fight, stand there toe-to-toe with him. The second fight, he thought this guy's aggressive. He's nasty. He'll do everything to get the win. I've got to box him. I've got to frustrate him. I've got to humiliate him and show him how good a boxer I am. That's the only way you beat an aggressive fighter. Show your boxing skills. Step out the way. Don't fight fire with fire. Use brain over brawn.
This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Talk about Morrison in that last round. We'll see how much endurance these two fighters have.
This is when you talk about championship material.
You've let him back into this. You're better than this.
And we enter the 8th round. They really seemed to exhaust themselves last round. Let's see what they have left.
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
Incredible work rate. And down goes Morrison. As we watch it again one more time, appreciate.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You still want to fight.
They got knocked down, but didn't stay down. Once again, showing you how much grit and courage this fighter has.
The corner need to think nice and sharp. They know their fight. They know what their fight is capable of doing and what their fight can and cannot take. This is going to be a tough decision to make.
Pretty good start the first half of this round.
No doubt at all. You can see who's winning. You can see who's got it in hand. You can see who's comfortable. Or it's a bit of a mousetrap.
Straight right just misses. Nice counter shot. Beautiful counter shot. Tried to score with a jab. Total domination with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Morrison in that last round. He's been knocked down, but at least not knocked out yet.
I love the response, though. Got back up.
There's the bell to start round 9. They really got banged up last round. What can they do here to change the momentum?
Todd, listen to me. If I knock somebody down like that round, you know this round coming up? He's getting everything, full barrel, because I know his legs are gone. So this, you watch what's going to happen. If he doesn't, I'll be very, very surprised.
These are heavyweights, but I tell you what, that hand speed and footwork, they look like middleweights.
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those important areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skim and go for speed.
He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. Left hook just missed. This has been a very competitive round as we reach the midway point.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Punch, counter punch. Nice counter. Straight right just misses. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. A lot of effort being exerted here. How about that time counter shot? Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about Morrison in that last round. You've heard the old phrase, this might come down to who wants it more, but it might come down to who's in better shape.
There's a lot.
This is the 10th. Not sure these two fighters can keep up the pace we saw last round, but you know they're going to try.
What are they doing that round? Are they trying to get an early night? That's a lot of energy burst. They did 6 rounds in one. They're going to be absolutely shattered.
Tommy Morrison, oh no, what's happened? Morrison is hurt. I don't know. I got to take another look at that.
You're right, Todd. What a
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Are you okay?
this was an unexpected turn of events. What happens next?
Some fighters, when this happens, this can be heartbreaking. Some fighters, it makes them angry. They want to get back into the mix again. I want to know, what sort of character are we looking at here?
Looks like he's leading halfway through this round.
The corners must be so happy. Down to a T, play the plan out to a T. If they can pick up momentum and do this over.
And down goes Morrison. And he dropped him. The perfect sniper shot. Let's watch it again one more time.
That's lights out right there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Are you okay?
At some point, the corner may have to intervene here because this fighter won't stay down.
Well, now it's about getting back to the corner, freshen up, get new instructions given to you.
10 seconds to go, and what domination we've seen in this round. Let's talk about Morrison in that last round. They say no one knows a fighter better than their trainer, and this...
Get focused.
Here's the 11. They barely survived the last round after 2 knockdowns. Let's see what happens here.
2 knockdowns and you're coming back from that. That's near on impossible because your head must be all over the place. Your legs will feel like jelly. What can they tell you in the corner? All they can do is wake you up. They can't even go into game plan.
Talk about punches and bunches. That's the mantra for this fighter with that exceptional hand speed.
I've never seen a fighter so fast in my life. How'd you deal with it?
Hold on, gotta cut you off here, Johnny. And Morrison did not handle that punch well. And now they're pulling it right there. Tommy Morrison, oh no, what's happened? And it appears the onslaught is over, at least for now.
Now they've got to...
I wouldn't be surprised if they stop this fight considering the swelling and the bruising. Wow, so the referee is not going to stop it and the fight continues. Well done with that counter shot. Nice counter shot. That left hook missed. Trying to land that jab. Nice counter punch. Big swing and a miss with the hook. Is he going to punch himself out, though? You can't make it. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Morrison in that last round. Now you start wondering how much work these 2 fighters did in the gym.
It's when you talk about...
On to the 12th. Let's see how much recovery they saw there in the last minute.
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
Is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain there.
His stamina is off the charts. You can see the heavy breathing, but that's not slowing him down. Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these 2.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
You can't make a mistake at the heavyweight level and not expect to be punished for it. They hit like heavyweights, but they move like middleweights. Truly elite level stuff here.
Some fighters are just gifted with such hand speed, footwork, movement. They are gifted. They are the chosen few. You've got to ruffle their feathers, Todd. You cannot let them get comfortable, drag them, get them complaining to the referee, because watch somebody with...
Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about Morrison in that last round. Stamina is always an issue in a prize fight.
You can't...
And there's the bell to start the round. How much is left in their tank after last round?
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
Well, they're going deep into the gas tank on this round. Couldn't land that jab. The only fear you have with this fighter is, has he punched himself out? You've seen all the famous boxing movies, the training scenes, the gym work. That's what it all boils down to. Who's going to have more endurance?
Now you've got two fighters that are right.
And Larry Holmes goes down. Wow, let's take another look at that.
A shot from the gods took him out.
It's going to take more than that to keep this fighter down.
Hard, he's up. I'll be surprised if he makes it back to the corner. And if he does, will he get back up from the stool again? That was a shot.
Misses with the jab. Looks like he's going to survive the round here, but just barely. Goes to the canvas, and you can see here his face basically melts into his glove, and down he goes.
I've got to see that again.
One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're out.
You heard that right, ladies and gentlemen. A knockout victory and one of the biggest surprises of the year.
A knockout victory? That's not a knockout victory. That is somebody saying, I'm here, I've arrived. Try that again, it will happen all over again.